Hi guys, welcome back to Respawn. So today's our third episode and I have a very special guest with me today, somebody that's kind of adjacent to the esports world. I have Rich with me today.
How you doing? Welcome to your show.
Welcome to my show.
Yeah.
Hey, perfect. You know,
Or thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on your show. There you go.
No,
My
it's
fault.
okay. You can start introducing me now, okay?
Okay. All right. She's Sarah, like Triceratops.
Talk to him, okay? All right, so jumping right in, I just want you to tell the audience like who you are and how you're kind of related to the gaming world.
Okay. Well, obviously my name's Rich. So related to the gaming world, I work with a lot of musicians, influencers, brands, video game companies, just everything within like the space itself. And then just from there, like I was telling you earlier, just started working with the Call of Duty team originally through like trying to get their product to like the different people I work with's hands.
Yeah.
And then just over the time of just bringing them success from that and like them seeing the network I opened up to them, just kind of start working more hand in hand on that. And then from like doing more of the Call of Duty social media marketing and influencing, just through that same team, start doing like Blizzard, like World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch. Overwatch, yeah, my bad. And then the Tony Hawk game, and then Sonic. So just various things, and then like I said, a Turtle Beach or an Activision. So.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like a long list.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like a lot of times, like it's even hard for me to answer a general question because like it's just you just do so much without trying to say do so much, but it's like that's like hard to remember or pinpoint because nothing I do is really like a moment versus just like just part of everything I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like you have your hand in like everything right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did we get to this point? Like, how did we get where we are
To this
now?
couch?
To this couch, yes.
To which point?
So how did you start working with all of these like influencers, these brands? I know you went to Kane.
Yeah. Okay, so like it really just started here at WKNJ 90.3 FM. I smoke. Anyway. Yeah, so I started doing a podcast there. But like for me, it was like that's a radio station. But like this was 2019, and I was like, nobody cares about this radio station. And not only that, was like like at that time, I don't know, maybe you guys got it fixed now. It didn't work. Like
right.
And if it did work, it was very staticky. So I was like, why don't I just use this as like a podcast set?
Okay, smart.
Yeah, so like I just started using like that, and I was only really one at the time doing it like that, and then just started bringing up like just like artists who I could get. And then I worked in the club scene a lot for like years, like Barcode, Lobby, just like everything out here in Elizabeth.
Okay.
So just through that nightlife, you just meet different artists or you meet different DJs. So I was always just like connecting that relationship over there to bring them over here. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay, so you were really networking. You've been a good networker since.
Yeah, like you gotta use like I look at like everything in my life is just part of like what I'm trying to do. So the network, like I said, I told you I was in the military for a long time. So like that's a whole network. College is a whole network. Music's a whole network. The nightlife's a whole network.
Yeah.
Just like the seeds you plant with people is a good network. So it's like. And it's not even just about, I always tell people about this too, right? Like, it's not about your network. Like, everyone knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
I can know 3 people and outbeat you because it's about knowing how to activate the network or use them. And the most important thing in this industry everybody forgets is, like, make it make sense. Like, I understand you want something, but how does it make sense for this side?
Yeah, right.
So, and just, like, really having that skill.
Okay, so how did we get into Call of Duty specifically? I know we talked a lot about that.
Oh yeah, the Call of Duty specifically. Like I said, that was shout out my boy Tim. Yeah,
thanks Tim.
Because again, like at first I was introduced to him through the music side I was doing. Then I was introduced to him for something completely irrelevant to that from my boy in Connecticut. And again, it was just like he was working on the project at the time, just trying to obviously push it out to the social media world and get it into the hands of influencers and artists. Because at that time, like, they were really just trying to get everybody versus now where they're trying to go back to the core because it's very Fortnite-ish.
Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Yeah. Okay.
And then just like, yeah.
So he kind of helped you network into this position.
No. Oh, yeah. He helped open that door. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he opened the door.
But even for someone to open a door, you got to have something.
Right.
So like I said, originally it was like open the door, like, yo, Rich, do you have anybody that I could like get these codes to or this product to, and will they share it on their story? Okay. Then it was like the kind of people I was bringing him versus the value of what they would have paid, or if he did it on his own or he didn't have, just I guess outperformed.
Yeah. So how do you, when you are doing that, like what's your go-to? What's your method? What's your process?
Well, now obviously I have my go-to people because like you build up over time and like who's actually gonna post something, who's gonna do it within speedily, and then who could actually drive traffic. So to me, it's like, of course you want to hit like the general broad because Call of Duty and video game is kind of like, especially in hip hop, because that's like where my everyone kind of games. But then really it came down to just like looking for like niche creators or people just like even regular people, because like I know like even before I did anything, like all my friends play games. So if I said like my friend right now says buy a game, I'm gonna buy so we can play together.
Yeah, right.
So really, it was just even people that were just like posting like any kind of video game content or that I knew played the game or just like we're really gamers.
Yeah.
So like if the goal, because like the goal is like to sell the game.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's cool to have the bigger people or the influencers, but it's like who's actually gonna drive the sales.
Right. So when you were first starting out, like was Twitch an area that you like were always in?
No, okay, right, but and I should have kept doing it because like as soon as COVID happened, I started moving my show from like the radio station to Twitch. So like I had full production. I had like a BET style like music video countdown. My friend Ty Perkins from Hot 97. I had like this one of the biggest engineers in Jersey, this dude Clico, doing song reviews. So like I didn't treat Twitch like a live like. Even though I was live, I had all the videos that I had their content pre-recorded.
Right, okay.
So I would like, you know what I'm saying, just hit the button once time set, introduce it. And then even when I was working at the production company, I was like, and this was probably about 2021 or 2022, I was like, yo, let me just live stream everything in the office.
Yep.
But I ran into a problem, was like, yo, there's certain conversations, there's certain things. And I was like, and no one's gonna like, I just wasn't sure what to do with it. So I just stopped doing it. And then like 2025 or 2024, I saw Gary Vee started doing it. Gary Vee like was on live all day in his office.
Yes.
But like he just muted the conversations, but people would still watch it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't I think about that? I was like, I didn't think anybody would care. so like even then, like I was like it's more so, it wasn't specifically Twitch. It could have been any platform, but it's like just following like the world and what's available and be able to continue to do what you want to do. Like at that time, unfortunately, I was not able to continue doing an in-person podcast.
Right.
So I just was like, okay, cool. No one's really here yet. And then like, I think I only got to like 200 subscribers, something like that at the time. But
hey, that still counts. It's still
no,
good.
but I'm saying, but if I had kept going, so that's the Twitch. But nowadays it's like, I just ain't got the time for it really.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be fun because like I love Twitch because like it's like a million Truman. Like if you ever saw the Truman
yes,
movie.
the Truman Show.
Yeah, the Truman Show. So it's like just watching a whole bunch of those.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So it sounds like COVID kind of like really pushed you in the direction that you're at now. How do you think?
Digital aspect, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think like COVID really pushed you to do, and like what are you thankful for? What do you wish you could have changed?
Don't cancel me. Bring COVID back. But no, I really just like it forced you just like to live with yourself and like just push yourself for new ideas or how to get out of the comfort zone. Like, because at that time it was like, yo, how do we go from a physical world to a more digital, and then we haven't really seen the turn back.
Right.
So I think COVID, like I think everything in life is just like what you take from it.
Right.
I usually look for like the blessing and a curse. So it's like I'm always gonna try to find a silver lining, because if I sit here all day thinking about what I can't do, then my mind's gonna be full of what I can't do.
Right.
And I'd rather my mind be full of, even if it's a lie to myself, of what I can do or what I'm gonna do or what's already written down.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay.
if that answers your question.
I mean, no, you're totally fine. Yeah, no, it seems like so COVID kind of pushed you to where you're doing this now, and now you're working with like the game codes. You also, forgive me, I forgot what it was called, but there's a festival or something coming up.
Yeah,
right?
like BlizzCon, which is obviously their big festival to celebrate all their games. So that's I think Anaheim later this year.
Okay.
So again, we're just really just trying to help promote it and like bring more of like a cultural aspect and a cool aspect to Blizzard.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm just speaking to a few big brands and big music brands and seeing if we could do something live over there.
Yeah.
As well as again like finding ways to push the game and push the product.
So this is kind of like, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like the games are all coming out and like people can come see it and like test things out and like try new things.
Yeah, like so one is obviously it's like almost like a Comic-Con.
A Comic-Con,
but
okay.
like for Blizzard.
Okay,
so
perfect.
like you look, they dress up like the characters from Diablo and
I
like
love
Warcraft. That. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. Yeah.
So you're gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm like, well, I want to go there. Yeah. Well, depending on how these flights in America is looking at that time.
Oh, that's, you know what? That's a good point. That's a solid point.
But yeah, so we're doing that. But then it's also like activations. Like I was telling you, we're doing 100 Thieves in Call of Duty, a tournament, Call of Duty tournament during BET weekend. So it's gonna be like the Jelly Rolls. It's gonna be like those like level people there as well as the gamers. Call of Duty, it's just like different activations if it makes sense. Like we were working on trying to get like offset a character within the game.
Yeah.
Like last year, 2 years ago, working with Capital Music because he's like really big in the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I say it's actually about like a lot of people come to me like, oh, can I do something with Phone of Duty? Like a lot of times it's crazy. Like they won't even know what it is.
Right.
They just want to do it. And I'm like, wow, you don't even know what it is, and that happens a lot. So it's like, for an offset, I was able to present an idea like that because if you went on Twitter, there's like so many videos of him telling like Cardi, like, "Oh, I'm playing Call of Duty right now."
Right.
So like a lot of times these games, and that's also where I come in because a lot of times everybody's want to do stuff because it's something to do when it looks lit.
Yeah.
So I have to find a balance and also be the one that tells people no a lot of times because like unfortunately you don't make sense for us. You don't even know the name of the game is like.
Right. Yeah.
Or you don't even know why you want to do it. You just want to do it.
Yeah. No, you don't want somebody
So really you gain the trust within these people by just like being able to cut out a lot of the just doesn't make sense. Just because it's cool doesn't make it make sense. And even the best ideas don't always work because it's got to make sense. And it's got to make sense for what they want.
Right. And I mean, that right there, so I'm assuming at BlizzCon there's probably going to be the competitive side of it because usually there's a lot of people that compete.
Yeah, for Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm sure that there's a little bit of like your connection to it there because you do all of the different things.
Yeah. For them, like I said, it's a cultural thing. So like there, I'm just trying to bring more of like the music stuff there or to make it fun. So for them, that part for that event is now to start. Like Blizzard has a real core audience, World of Warcraft, the Overwatches, like, you know what I'm saying? So they want to kind of expand. It's more of like just more of like mainstream or more like, because obviously the game's mainstream. I've been playing World of Warcraft like forever. But it's like more of like the cool factor.
Right.
And then like I was telling you earlier, like a Call of Duty is like, okay, cool. We want to go the reverse way and start appeasing back to the fans. And that's why I go back to making it make sense or niche creators because like they've been doing the cool stuff.
Right.
And that's why you see random people within the game itself now.
Yeah. Like you said, very Fortnite-y.
Yeah, like very Fortnite. Like it's just like why?
Do you think that changed like the gaming in that area completely?
I guess it just depends on like what you want. Like to Call of Duty is always, even though it's unrealistic, it's still more realistic.
Right.
For me myself, like it's fun. Like, but I love like a Fortnite. It's cool to have like like a Goku versus like a Batman or something like that. But like for the fan base and what that company wants, like and what they've always been, it doesn't really translate. Like obviously Call of Duty is a more realistic graphic style.
Do you think that Call of Duty is trying to, or at least for a time period, was trying to appeal to the younger generation and kind of forgot about the older generation?
I think everyone just feeds into to what's cool.
What's going on right now?
Yeah, like let's try and make a quick buck or let's capitalize. And I don't think it's just them. I think like most industries tend to like start to head towards that and kind of like lose your identity.
Yeah.
And like the world is becoming less of an identity and more of a shared identity. And like, so why would I even go to a Call of Duty or why would I keep playing there if you change what I was there for or that there's better results in that and matches over there?
Yeah. No, I think you bring up a really good point just in video games in general is like, I feel like every game right now is trying to appeal to like everything at once instead of just sticking at what it was bringing people into for the first part.
And battle passes, get rid of them.
Battle passes? Oh yeah, I'm over it.
But yeah, exactly. If you look at all these games, like they're just trying to be, everyone's just trying to be cool or like just stick to your identity, stick to what's working.
Right, and I think Call of Duty was really good at that, especially because like I think the older generation, especially millennials, are like, just bring it back, just go back to what it was when we were a kid. Yeah. They want that nostalgic like feeling for sure.
It's like a TV show when you've been watching a show about cops and all of a sudden they got firemen there. Like it's like that may be a cool concept, but like that's not why you had me locked in as like a diehard fan.
Right.
So identity.
Identity, perfect. Mm-hmm. You talked a little bit about your show, like a little bit. Can you go into more detail?
Yeah. So I started the Garden State Hip Hop Hour here back in like 2019. It was just like really just like interviewing like more like the Jersey artists and really sharing the music from here. And it really honestly, like if you look back, like it influenced a lot of people. Like I talk to them now, and just was really one of the first things like that, especially in the podcast space. Yeah. Like, but we were doing the freestyles in there and stuff like that. So, like I said, then, like, even colleges were like college radio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, let's go to YouTube. Let's clip it up, like the Instagram, social medias. So, like, even then, I was really like, yo, no, this is the focus. No. But, like, it all started here. And not only that, but being allowed to, because, like, I'll have, like, all kinds of people up there. It'll be crazy. But I kind of always been a person just, like, I'm just going to ask for, like forgiveness later on.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like what I do is gonna matter.
Yeah.
At least to me. I'm really good at like making the world around me feel what I feel.
That's what you need to
do.
So
like so if I say it's gonna be dope, it's gonna be dope. And if you tell me it's not, then I'm gonna find a way to make it dope. But like I'm not gonna admit it, but like I'll find a way.
Okay. Who was your coolest guest so far? Oh, sorry. Was that a loaded question?
No. Honestly, like that part was so long ago, but like I remember the Crush Calhouns, the Francos, the White Boys, Kano from the UK was one of my first like really big ones because like at the time he was in the show Top Boy.
Okay.
And then he's like a really legendary like UK like artist. So like at that time it was a big deal because here I am just doing this and like here's the guy from the UK. And at the time he did like an interview with Hot 97 at the same time. But if you looked at the comments between mine and theirs, it was like, yo, this guy gave a more like genuine interview and like cared about it. So that one always really stood out. And yeah, but they're all like part of the journey.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Okay. I like that answer
Yeah.
instead of like just picking your favorite.
Yeah, and it's not like, and I would if I like one. Like I'm not afraid to say what I like the best. It's honestly just like it was so long ago, and like, yeah, that's the most honest answer I give. It was like a minute ago, and like, and now like it's easier. Now I'm looking back at it as like the scope versus like individual moments. So it's like it's hard to say because they all led to this.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not me baiting out the question. I would love to answer. I just honestly don't remember.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So you were doing that, and then you stepped into like the Twitch world, and then what happened after that directly?
Why here? I was also working for like the City of Elizabeth, like the Edmo and the Chamber of Commerce. So I built out like the Chamber of Commerce's social media. They didn't have any at the time.
Oh wow! That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the Edmo is, the Chamber of Commerce for here, City of Elizabeth. So that's like all the local businesses and stuff like that. And then from there, I went to the Edmo, which is the Elizabeth Destination Marketing Organization. So again, like I've had my hand in like everything. So from there, it was like I went from to the House of Representatives with Congressman Bill Pascrell, R.I.P. out in Patterson. And then from there, the next stop of my journey was Atlantic Records. And
okay, that's a pretty big jump.
And I know, but like I said, I'm like whatever I feel today is what I'm gonna do today. It's not
Right.
always a good thing, but like if I want to go work in a shoe store, I will go find a shoe store to hire me today. Like if I want to go do this, so it's like at that time it was like it seems like a crazy jump, but it's like I only live once.
Right.
So originally the idea was when I started coming back to school and even the podcast stuff, that was more so just because I always loved music. I always had my hand in it. I remember being in Iraq and shooting music videos. I remember being in the barracks and learning how to make beats, and I still don't know how to make beats. So I've always just loved the music stuff, so I've always found a way to involve myself.
Right.
And add value. But like yeah, so when I was coming here originally it was like I really want to help veterans because like I'm a veteran, so like that's how obviously the past girls or even the City of Elizabeth, because like I was trying to get into that side of a network and that side of a world because like I'm a disabled veteran, so like I know the issues I have with like the VA and things like that. So I was like, I would really love to find a way to have an impact on that.
Yeah.
And not only that, I've always lived a pretty structured life, like saying like do this, and like the entertainment space and music space is very just walking on like sandy, like you never really know.
Yeah.
So it's like. I remember I was at the House of Representatives his office, Pascal's office, and I was talking to the lady who was in charge of immigration, and like I always talk about whatever I'm doing. So like I'd be in the office talking about this podcast. So she's like, "Oh, my son's like a digital manager at Atlantic Records." So she just like cold calls him. So I already know how like awkward that's got to be for him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like his mother, of course, he's not gonna be like rude to me. So I kept it real, like not too much. Took his information, and it wasn't even for like 6 more months. I was like, you know what? Let me just hit him. So I hit him and I was like, yo, like, is there a way I could get up there? Like, know what I mean? I was like ready to just try, like, just to chase that dream and to say, like, whatever happens. So he's like, yeah. So I went up there, I started interning, and then I started working with someone over there specifically, Jordan Chalmers, and at the time he was opening a new department up there called Content Partnerships. Mm-hmm. So they were actually creating me a full-time position there. And then COVID happened, and then during COVID I started working at a production company out of here in New Jersey. And by the time they reopened and stuff like that, like I was like, I'm good, because I was like, that's cool, but like tomorrow could be like Justin or James in that seat, right. And like that's not me. Like I'm not really good at listening to people, and I really believe like the ideas I have are like better than most. Mm-hmm. And like even if it's not true, it's just like kind of like how I live. So yeah, I was like, I never want to be like, oh, Rich in marketing, because tomorrow it could be James in marketing,
right? Or
it could be like, yo, do this,
and
if I know like that's not what I want to do, and I don't think it's gonna work. And I could be wrong. I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. So where I was at in the production company, I had more of an influence. I was able to control what the artists were doing. I was just able to really like make my mark. Like, so for me, I was like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah. If you found something else already, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it could have been anything. It was just like it was something that I was in charge of.
You moved past it. You were like, I'm ready to do
I was
the
like,
next
because
thing.
to me, it's like tomorrow could be someone else in that seat.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like living off someone else's brand.
Right.
Because like a lot of times, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I work with a Madden or I work with this, but it's not because of who you are.
Yeah.
If they put someone else there to represent that person's just as good as you are.
Yeah, and you still have your own brand. Like you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
continue
bro.
to be your own.
Like at the time, this was like the logo for my show. Like I tattooed my face on my hand.
Wait, I love that.
Like obviously I had short hair and stuff like that, but like I really like tatted my own face. Like right here was very visible. That's how much I believe in myself and what I do and what I want to represent.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So that was more of a like it's cool to work for a big brand, but for me it's like I want to be the big brand.
Right.
And when I walk somewhere, it's because I'm there, not
Right.
because of who I represent.
Okay, yeah. So you're making the name for yourself completely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after that,
Then after that was like 4 years. Then like last year I started my company called ItsRichz, which is a marketing and publicity company and consulting company.
all right. Well, my last question for you. So this is, my little pun. If you could respawn back
I know, I was thinking about this.
before everything happened, what would you do differently?
Listen. not listen, but like I would say like the biggest thing I wish I could like, and this sticks out in my mind because I always think about being told this, is really just like discipline.
Yeah.
Like I think growing up when you're young, it's like you hear, and even in the military and stuff like that, discipline. But like you're hard headed and you just want to do what you want to do. But I think if I had found a way to slow down but still keep it fast,
Yeah.
like I think that's what I would change. Like just like trust the people who did it before myself, because in reality we all hear, oh, when you get older you'll understand. We're like, no, we don't. And then you do.
Yeah.
And then you try to share those lessons, because really the lessons you receive from your elders or people who did it before are really like just cheat codes.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Like you get to like, if you have a 60-year-old mentor, you're like you lived 60 years because you could avoid all the pitfalls that they had already that you don't gotta do. So you could just like have that lesson. But like whatever, still go learn on your own. Like go still scratch your knees, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my answer to that.
All right, perfect. Well, I will put all of your social media on the screen so everybody can go watch you and see you.
No, put yours.
No, yours.
Put yours. Like they let them find you. Like I'm cool, I'm living, I'm good. But I
No,
appreciate
they're
you.
gonna find you. Don't you worry. Now we're connected. And then to my viewers, I just want to say thanks for spawning in.